Charlie Parker was bitten by the radio bug while serving in the U.S. Air Force, working part-time at WNUE-AM in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. After his discharge, Charlie headed for San Antonio, where he got a job as a copywriter for KONO and KITY in 1977. After a stint at WDOQ in Daytona Beach, Florida, Charlie returned to San Antonio for afternoons at KCCW, later working at KLLS, KKYX, KRIO, and KTSA. In 1992, Charlie joined WOAI, where he was the ultimate utility man, doing sports, news, and talk shows. Everything came together in 1995 when Charlie found his permanent home in Morning Drive at WOAI. Since then, he has garnered top ratings with a fan base covering 38 states, parts of Mexico and Canada, and the rest of the globe via iHeartRadio's streaming service. Charlie is proud to have donated thousands of hours to his community and local charities in San Antonio. Please welcome to the Texas Radio Hall of Fame, Charlie Parker.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Charlie Parker, and it is an honor to be here today, if not in body, at least in spirit. Special thanks to Texas Radio Hall of Fame Executive Director Doug Harris for this opportunity. And congratulations to today's other 19 inductees. Don't know if you know this or not, but with today's 2024 class, the Texas Radio Hall of Fame now stands at 479 members. And in my 47 years in the business, I have worked with or alongside, at least one time or another, sometimes for longer periods, 44 of them. That may or may not be a record, and even if it is, I don't think there are any prizes being awarded. Like all great successes, we all know we don't ever do anything alone. I've got a lot of people to thank. I'll try to be brief. Time to name drop. I'll begin with my family. Both of my parents, unfortunately both deceased, who always gave me great support and an abundance of love, not just in this business, but in my life. My two sisters, Vivian and Connie, my wife of 35 years, Eva, and my two daughters, Kayla and Jordan, and their families. And a special thanks to my youngest daughter, Jordan, for blessing me with my granddaughter of 8 months, Charlie Jean. Also, an abundance of friends that I've known and loved over my 74 years of life. Far too numerous to mention, but they know who they were and who they are. I'm a United States Air Force veteran. After my career in the Air Force in 1975, moved back to San Antonio, enrolled at San Antonio College. Special thanks to Texas Radio Hall of Famers Don Cowser and Gene Longwith, who were among my instructors at SAC. Also, Peggy Mangold. And SAC is where I met Texas Radio Hall of Famer Mark Carrillo and began a 50-year friendship. There's your obligated mention, Mark. I appreciate the money. My first gig out of college was country station KCCW. Thank you to Program Director Joe Conway for the start. In 1978, I moved to Kono, Kitty. It was there that I worked with more Texas Radio Hall of Famers, Rudy Rocha, Stephen O. Sellers, Don Cowser, and Lee Woods. Lee Woods was my first true mentor and was extremely invaluable in my formative years in the business. In addition to that, and there were a lot of people involved, including Henry Pena, but it was Lee Woods who was mostly responsible for the years of effort to getting me inducted today. I love him, and I'll miss him. He passed away this past Labor Day. In the 1980s, another Texas Radio Hall of Famer, Bill Rohde, hired me at KKYX. I'll never forget that day and that lasting friendship. Over the next 8 years or so at KKYX and KLLS, more Texas Radio Hall of Famers graced my life. Chrissy Mernon, Jerry King among them. I will always cherish the memories and times working Morning Drive alongside the legendary Bill Cody, who just happens to be beginning his 26th year at WSM in Nashville. And now, the last 32 years. Clear Channel and iHeartMedia, WOAI and Ticket 760 KTKR. Thank you, Jay Howard. Thank you, Andrew Ashwood, by far the best program director I ever had. Chris Duell, who I worked afternoon drive at WOAI in the early 2000s and working with once again now on San Antonio's First News. Tim Merriman, who I am currently working with once again, my producer and co-host for at least 25 years. Charity McCurdy, my morning news anchor since 2008. And as I alluded to, Chris, Tim, Charity, and I are still together today on air at San Antonio's First News. Lastly, a special thanks to longtime co-worker and friend of over 40 years, Stan Kelly. Stan Kelly for a lot of reasons, but mostly just for being Stan Kelly. And finally, being technically challenged, I needed assistance. I want to thank current producer at San Antonio's First News, Andrew Zimmel, for assisting. Actually, he did all the work in putting this recording together. He's a young man. Don't be surprised if you see him up here one day. Once again, thank you to everyone responsible for my being inducted here today to the Texas Radio Hall of Fame, class of 2024. Congratulations. Go Spurs, go, and roll Tide.